Well guys, hello and welcome back. Just a preface, this one will probably be shorter and might be less detailed, okay? The thing that we've been tasked with talking about today is my favorite episode in Ace Attorney from Love. Now, it has been a bit since I played, like at least a few months already, or a bit more than a few months, so I can't say it's fresh in my mind, and I'm also trying not to say... I'm not trying to do the very last one, since then that's like, basically, you're just picking whichever one that's, closest in your mind, the one that you can more easily remember. So, obviously I'm gonna have to say spoilers here. Because as you can guess, if I'm talking about my favorite episode, there is obviously gonna be spoilers here, so I guess we'll begin. I'd say my favorite would probably be from the first game of Ace Attorney. The last episode, episode 5, Rise from Ashes. It had, it was just a bit different, like with the fingerprinting. Yeah, I don't know why none of the other games actually had that. I thought it was a pretty cool mechanic, testing stuff for fingerprints, I thought it was a good idea. Of course, I liked the cowboy character as well. The cowboy character was kind of endearing, and then the story wasn't too bad. It was also, normally it's always Maya and stuff like that, which, it's not bad, but it is kind of nice to have another side character there every now and then. At least that's how I feel about it. Man, a lot of it is pretty vague in my mind. I actually do remember getting, if it's one I'm thinking about, I got stuck on it for a bit because I didn't notice a piece of paper on the ground. Yeah, there was, some of the clues maybe should have been a bit less, because I'm pretty sure you had to click examine first before you could see it, because the bottom bar was blocking it, which I'm like, kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't see. To say one that's good, I'm basing it off of memory. While I can't remember details completely, if I can memorize or remember, a good, if it's the first one that comes to my mind, I'm gonna consider that one the best one, But yeah, so back to it. I'd say the mechanics, I did like how they added that extra bit, so blowing dust. Although, one gripe I did have was the placement, when you had to place the statue in the exact position that it needed to be. Because man, was it ever finicky, man. I'd get it right, but it still wouldn't count, so I had to try over and over and over again. And then if I recall right, that's the one where if you did it, it immediately ended trial. If you got it wrong or something like that. Then you just had to Alt F4 and restart the game to do it again and again. Personally, I do think that there should have been some leeway. Because if it looks like it, just not down to the pixel, man, it should work, but hey. Just my opinion there. I also like how it was a longer one. I like longer ones more than shorter ones. It's just because, well, sure, it's a lot of info to remember, but the story seems more, or feels more fleshed out when it's a long one. Let's see here. I guess I did all the locations as well. You got the parking lot, you got the prosecutor's office, you got Edgeworth's office, you got can't remember it all, man. But yeah, I'd say that one was a pretty good one. At least in terms of mechanics, and then if we're talking about one I liked. For the story, it would be tied between The ones that I actually was fond of the story, if you know, Turnabout Beginnings, I think that's on the last game. The last game where, basically... Remember the bridge one? We're trying to figure out what happened at the bridge. I did like that one because it seemed to tie in a lot of the previous episodes, right? They kind of tied in together because it was all about, you know, Dahlia Hawthorne, right? I kind of like when they kind of build up on each other like that, to where they are related. At least that's what I felt like. It's kind of hard to say why I liked it. I mean, the characters felt fairly alive. The characters felt alive. It's kind of hard to go in more detail, you know? Cause like, yeah, I could say what happened, right? Like, oh, you got Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, wasn't Dahlia Yeah, I think that's one where we got Dahlia Hawthorne. I think she died. No, she died already. What was the bridge one? Oh! Because it was in the past. There we go. There we go. Sorry, so I was trying to remember the order. But, yeah. I'm sure you didn't get to play as Phoenix, right? You're playing as Mia Faye. Which ain't too bad either. Ain't too bad. Although, I think I would have preferred if I had, you know, those ones at the beginning. I kinda like sticking to one main character, you know. And then the side characters can change, obviously, but the main character, I kinda like it when it stays the same, because you kinda grow attached to that character. Well, man, I'd say actually a lot of them, now that I'm like, my brain's running. I'd say a lot of them were good. It'd be more easy to say which ones I didn't like. I didn't like ones that had the, or typically ones that had the samurai. Because I did not like the old grandma character. She was, you know, pretty annoying. And I get it, that was her intention, but still when I didn't have to see it, it was a good day. Yeah, I'd say probably those ones are ones I disliked, and then mainly the ones I did like were usually involved Dahlia Hawthorne. And then of course the one Ashes that, or Rise from the Ashes, that has a new technique. And a new character as well. You know, I found like the murder one, you know, solving murders that was already solved, it was, you know, pretty good, eh? I guess if we're talking about other good ones where we get revenge, I guess that would have to be probably the one where we were defending Edgeworth. That one was fairly good as well. I did like the end part where you had to basically use the bullet or use a metal detector, right, to see the bullet, or what you would have done. I think it was like a, did we do it? I can't remember, it's been so long. But I do remember liking that one quite a bit as well. Well guys, sorry it isn't too detailed. Because after all, as I said, it's been a long while. If I would have done this before, I could have had a lot more input, but right now, you know, I just woke up, my brain's foggy, and I can't remember everything, so hey, I hope this is enough for y'all. In any case, if you want me to read or do more ramblings, leave a comment on what you want me to ramble on. Okie dokie. In any case, guys, peace out, have a good one. Goodbye.